It's been a long 6 months for a young man from Dormont. Ian Cummins had been on a pilgrimage, a very personal one, walking across America to get people talking about mental health and suicide prevention. And over Labor Day weekend, he finished the journey. Along the way, Ian touched the lives of strangers who became fast friends, and he raised $10,000 for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We've been following Ian from the start. Mary Rob Jackson has Ian's story from San Francisco.
It's a new day in the young life of Ian Cummins.
It's a lot bigger in person.
This day never to be forgotten. Crossing the Golden Gate Bridge with family and friends, Ian has kept his promise, a promise born of a brother's love. Ryan James Cummins, Ian's 20-year-old brother, took his own life last November. Crushing depression beginning in his teens overwhelmed a smart, funny, and caring boy. With that loss, this 23-year-old ICU nurse from Dormont launched a mission to get people talking about mental illness, to share their own stories that through conversation might come compassion and understanding.
The more people who come forward and talk about mental health, the more people who bring it to other people's attention, the more it can spread, and awareness can be the result.
Ian's journey began on an early March morning at Virginia Beach, and the kindness of people offering a hot meal or a place to rest his head over the long miles will live in his heart forever. Ian's choice of the Golden Gate was no accident. An estimated 2,000 souls have committed suicide here.
There's a dark past through this bridge, but being able to walk across it and share Ryan's message, hopefully we can make a bright future for it.
Stopping midway, Ian pulls from his pocket a handful of Ryan's ashes that he's been carrying.
As tragic as what's happened, almost a year ago now, it's brought a lot of people together.
And at long last, Land's End and the Pacific Ocean.
Well, part of me is a little sad. Part of me is a little sad that, this is the end of, land. I can't walk anymore.
But Ian Cummins has touched so many, telling them about his brother and listening to their grieving. Brennan Nuri met Ian on U.S. Route 50 near Stagecoach, Nevada.
I lost my sister almost 8 years ago to mental illness.
Or Beth Ann and John Paul King, who first saw Ian hiking up the 8,000 feet of Carson Pass.
It was so inspiring to us and so healing for us because we had lost our nephew, 19-year-old Duncan McIntosh, a year ago July.
Jake Lusardi, a close friend of Ryan's, joined Ian on the road in Kansas.
Definitely helped me with the grieving process more and realize what an awesome country we live in.
And Ian's parents, Catherine and Jim Cummins, who believed in their son and also found a sense of peace.
We're saddened and we're happy all in the same time because we're getting Ian back and safe and just overwhelmed at the accomplishment.
As I was walking across the bridge, I felt Ryan, as Ian has felt Ryan throughout this journey.
Over his 3,200 miles through 10 states, Ian Cummins wore out 5 pairs of shoes. And this day, he reunited with Megan Woodring, who supported him every step of the way. No wonder he would ask her to marry him before the day was over. After all, life is a journey, sweet and fragile. Mary Rob Jackson, KDKA TV News.
It's amazing. Congratulations to Ian. I spent some time with him before he left on his journey in the spring, and then I've been following his social media dispatches along the way. I think he envisioned a really lonely journey, and I think he envisioned, vast stretches where he would be on his own, and he did have periods like that, but wherever he went and people asked, what are you doing? What's this all about? And he would share the story. People just embraced him and had their own stories to share, and I think he touched so many people coast to coast that he leaves a legacy. It's really wonderful.
He didn't necessarily know that he was going to touch so many people, and I know that his parents were a little hesitant to let him go on this journey, but obviously so proud of him now. And we've been watching him go across the country, and we have a map in the newsroom where we've been tracking his path, and it's really been quite a trip for him.
Incredibly impressive, and he made great time too. Once again, congratulations, Ian.